All right, recording started.
Okay, it's 1:21 p.m. This meeting is called to order. Um, in attendance, myself, Peter, and Stephen.
Mm-hmm.
James is missing today. Let's begin with reviewing the meeting minutes from the January 19th um, meeting. Any corrections to make there?
Nothing.
Was that the last one, the 19th,
Yeah.
when we rated the city, state of the city
Yep.
talk? Okay. Okay. No edits to make on my part. None from Steven. Okay, let's move on to nonprofit administration. Steven.
All right. Nonprofit administration. Let's see if anything has changed in the treasury. So some things to report. We got stickers um, that have arrived,
All
and
right.
let's see. I am. Let's see. So stickers have arrived, and I did our taxes. That's done for the year, so that's good.
All right. File and
And
everything, state and federal.
state and federal. Yep. And no change. Oh, wait. There's a slight change on our savings account. Looks like we got 9 cents of interest to
Okay,
bring
that
us
seems
to.
like it was report. Wait, was it? Yeah, that was reported on the 19th, right? So we don't need to notate that
No, no. This is.
here.
This was from the 31st. Oh.
Oh, so another 9 cents of interest
Yeah.
since.
Yeah.
What was it on the 31st?
31st of December is what it's saying here.
Oh,
Though
okay. Well, then
it's
that should
odd
be
that
the
it
same
says the
as the
first
one
name.
from, because we have a note in the minutes of the 19th that says 9 cents interest gained.
Fevers.
So what's the current balance?
Current balance is, as I report there, 701 and 61 cents.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's
So
the thing is
that
like,
is more than what was reported. Okay, good. Then that's, yeah, another 9 cents interest issued.
yeah, I think they
As
just
the
they have the date of the 31st of December, but I think they actually lagged on giving it to us.
ah,
That's something to track. That's for me to keep track of with our bank is they always have different
yeah.
dates than what really happened.
Okay, and can you repeat the checking account balance?
Yes, the checking account is. One moment. Hey. Okay. It is $2,000, $2,046.41.
All right, no change there.
Okay. All right.
Anything else on financial reporting or nonprofit administration?
No, just that now we're coming up to scale soon, and I should probably put in a thing for the Airbnb for us. But that's also assuming everything goes right with us getting our tickets. They seem to be a little laggy. I don't know. Maybe I could still get an Airbnb in spite of it. Just expect it all to work out.
Okay. Maybe I should notate that. So you're still planning to get an Airbnb, but what was
Well,
the unknown that was?
we haven't received any email correspondence that clarifies that we're getting our booth and free tickets for our help.
Just a second. That's a cough.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Okay, not received any correspondence from Scale that confirms that. we have a booth and free tickets for our volunteers. Is there someone that we should follow up with for that?
Uh, Lan, I would assume, or
Who?
what's Lan?
Lan? Okay. Do you want to do that, or especially if you already have a thread about it?
Yeah, let me just double check what the last thread is. Um, but yeah, I'll take care of that one way or another. It doesn't seem to be through our official email that we last spoke with somebody for scale.
Okay.
Exhibitor
And then
logistics. Here we go. Scale team. Oh, okay. They sent it on the 3rd. Hello, we're excited to have you on board for Scale as a nonprofit exhibitor. Please reply to confirm
okay.
you received this email and can still join us in March. Okay, good idea.
Okay, so I will remove that. I guess I'll just say confirm. Nonprofit exhibitor booth.
All right. Let's see. Please also note.
Ready to move on to initiative report?
Yes. Ready to move on. Finishing up that
Okay.
email. There we go.
So Hack Night. I've missed 2 Hack Nights now. What did I miss?
This last one was only myself, Pablo, and Jeff that showed. So
Okay.
it was a bit slow. Also, Pablo and I got into it. You saw the runoff over gender issues.
Oh, that was Pablo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He's
I was wondering who that was. I'm like,
he's
I'm
just
gonna notate this.
he is just an intentional contrarian wherever he can be.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it came down to a head where you like, yeah, this whole time you were agreeing with me, you were just being contrarian.
Yeah.
Anywho,
But
that
I
was
was like, I kind of almost jumped into it a little more hardcore, but I was like, I feel like I'm missing some context here. Like, is this wait, where's the? Oh, hey, there's James.
what's up, James?
Why am I not seeing the general awesome channel? Oh, there it is.
Sorry, I'm late, guys. I totally spaced out on the meeting, and I'm over here cleaning my car, but I'm pretty much done
Cool.
now.
Okay.
Just
Heads
FYI,
up,
we are being
recording has
recorded.
started.
Recording has just started.
Yeah, it has already
Recording has started. It has been going a little while.
Oh, gotcha.
You know, keep the discreet statements to yourself.
You mean don't say anything that could incriminate me?
Or any
Exactly.
of us.
Don't worry, I ain't no snitch.
All right. Okay, so we were just talking about Hack Night and the fact that in attendance we only had Jeff, Pablo, and Steve, and that I only just realized that that whole debate in the chat was between Pablo and Steve.
Yeah.
I thought it was some newcomer or something. By the way, didn't we? Wait, who was it who posted in the chat on Tuesday that there was no one there? Was that Pablo?
Yeah, that was him.
Yep, I guess.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't a newcomer. For a second, I thought we had someone new who came who couldn't find us.
Yeah, no, we just had low numbers for the last few weeks.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
and so
he said first day, as in he was the first to appear today. I thought it was saying that. I thought it was someone new saying that it was their first time coming.
right.
I couldn't make these last 2 weeks because, well, last week, what did I do last week? Oh crap! Oh yeah, last week I was hanging out with my mom because she needed help with something, and then this past week I took my car to get serviced, and yeah, so then by the time that I got done with the service, like it was already rush hour, and I was gonna so I just stayed in the valley. But I'll for sure be there this week. Also, I have a meeting with Mike and his team, Revolve Impact, so that Tepito Tech can start to become fully realized. Another thing too is that I've been volunteering with their Dina Heals thing that they got going on. So this Saturday I was in Pasadena, just helping with their whole like Reiki healing, sound bath, counseling talks, and things of that nature. And then, yeah, I'm planning to do that. They're also having some men's sacred circles. Also, I met someone who has like a yoga spot in Torrance. And I was thinking, hey guys, how cool would it be if Uncoded decided to do like a raid at a yoga thing? It's like some.
Wait, what?
I can get more details on it if you guys are into it.
Yeah, let's get into more detail in the open forum
Yeah.
segment.
Sorry, I forget we have.
Okay. Forget you have a chair who barely knows Robert's rules.
Yeah.
All right. I'm aware of Robert's rules. Is that good enough?
That is definitely good enough.
All right.
I think most people go on the same winging it with Robert's rules.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. If there's anything else to say on Hack Night, or shall we move on to the Trivia Night initiative report?
Well, I just want to say with regards to that debate that they got out, I know it probably was uncomfortable for a lot of people, and so I think that's the reason why we need to be, constantly reminding of the disclaimer that the views of those at Hack Night do not represent the views of Uncoded.
Sorry, hold on. I missed the first bit. What was uncomfortable? The conversation in the chat?
Yeah, the debate.
The one about gender?
Yeah. So it was definitely uncomfortable for some people, I'm sure. So the point though being, I'm not one to suggest censorship is the right avenue, but if anybody needs us to like use a special channel for it, or just constantly reminding about the disclaimer itself, just for safety's sake over the organization and what we represent. That is all doable. Though there will probably come a time if we ever got popular enough, we run into people that were like, okay, we actually do need to shut this down, right? Like, it basically starts with the most extreme examples that come to mind, like if somebody's trying to promote NAMBLA, like they're out. But then like then there's people being pro Nazis, which we also want to yeah we also want to
Yeah.
get rid for just the sake of the terms of service with Discord, if nothing else. And then from there, there's like people that tiptoe around those very horrible ideas, and it's then suddenly becomes a bit controversial as to whether or not we ought to be silencing people. And I'm usually leaning against silencing, but if we can establish that there is a objectively a verifiable harm being done, then I'm on board with what we got to do.
Sure. And there's also there's a difference between censoring and a change of venue. So if someone wants to talk about NAMBLA, we are definitely not the venue for that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. And nothing that I say should be construed to support or condone
Yeah. Hopefully that's not already on there.
pedophilia or anti-Semitism.
Yeah, hopefully we're
or
not
any
like
other
gonna just
horrible
be
things.
banned from YouTube just for saying the word.
Just for knowing about pedophilia.
Well, no, you gotta censor yourself like that on YouTube too. Like you have to say fretophilia.
PDF file.
Yeah, it's just so stupid.
Yeah. So, okay. Yeah. So, what's more concretely, what is your suggestion about the disclaimer? I don't actually have a copy of it, so.
Well, I
Is it
don't think
something
we
that
even have really
you'd like
established an
us-
official one.
Okay.
But like just generally, like always, just remind with a disclaimer that our views are not all represent. No one's personal opinions and political views are representative of the organization.
Hmm. Yeah, and maybe that's. I mean, you and I both expressed a fairly clear position in that argument.
Yeah.
So that should probably be clarified.
Yeah, and I would hope that in law there can be some kind of establishment that when my view is just reflective of scientific facts, that it's not political.
Mm-hmm.
Today at the Kingdom Hall meeting, we were talking about how politics are like basically designed to divide people. I missed my left turn. Well, anyways, Jesus, they wanted to make Jesus king, right? But in order for Jesus to be king, then in their political world, he would have had to have gone to war against the Romans. And Jesus didn't want that, despite being the Son of God. So instead, he just fled into a mountain and said, yo, y'all, I'm not into it. I'm not going to get involved in politics. I am the true king, and that's what God tells me. And then, that's what my father says, and that's what it is. We don't need to go to war with the Romans or flex on them or anything crazy like that.
Yeah, just stick
Is
with
that from
flipping
the
tables.
the remake of Life of Brian or something?
No, bro, this is literal biblical scripture. Except, I paraphrased it and made it more edgy.
Yeah, the little literal paraphrased one version of many.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
can pull up the scripture for you guys later if
it's
you want.
okay. Yeah,
No,
later
no,
would be a
it's
good
fine.
time. Let's move on to the Trivia Night Initiative report. So obviously nothing to report retrospectively here about Trivia Nights because we haven't had one since the middle of January. And it looks like we're not going to have one until at the earliest late February because I am out of town on the 13th this week. We don't have to do it on a Thursday. We just kind of have been always.
We have to do it on a Thursday.
Why do we have to do it on Thursday?
Thursday's
Because
just
Trivia
inconvenient.
Night Thursdays has a nice ring to it.
Trivia night Thursdays. But what about trivia night Tuesdays? Because that's a little bit more alliterative because it's T instead of TH.
Yeah, we just already have
Well,
Tuesdays. I
we
think it's
have
just been
hack night
convenient.
on Tuesdays.
Yeah, I think it's just
You
been
know this,
convenient.
Peter.
I know, but hack night could go on a day that starts with H, maybe?
Yeah,
The day starts
let's
with
go
H,
with that
Peter.
one.
I'll leave that up for you guys to figure out.
There's Monday, there's Tuesday, there's Wednesday, there's Thursday, there's Friday, there's Saturday, and there's Sunday. There's not a literal day of the week that starts with H, Peter.
No, there's Tuesday.
I did not expect to get fact checked so hard and so quickly.
God, if only you just check the facts every once in a while, we wouldn't be having these types of issues.
Wow. Okay, let's save the debate for Discord.
Yeah. That's
I
your
mean-
like personal opinion, man.
Oh, hell nah. I will literally cancel you.
Hack Night
All right,
Tuesdays. We just make up the day.
options for the next trivia night. First option would be the 20th, which is a Thursday. If
Yeah,
we were
that's
to
right.
go for non-Thursday options, I suppose there's weekend and weekday of weekend, Saturday the 15th, Sunday the 16th, and then weekdays would be 17th Monday or 19th Wednesday. Any pros and cons you guys want to name for doing this any other day than Thursday?
You said
Obviously one of
Saturday?
those- Yeah, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So Saturday and Sunday, the pros would be that we could do it in the afternoon or we could do it in the evening.
Right.
You know what? Trying out a trivia night on a Saturday?
Yeah.
That sounds like a good idea. I wonder how District 4 will feel about it. Because they're usually booked on weekends.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if they're, I mean, that's also, that could just answer our questions for us. It doesn't matter how many pros and cons we come up with if they're not available.
Right. Well, I think
Um,
ideally we actually would want, just for marketing's sake, right? Either Saturdays or Fridays, because it's just easier for people when they don't have to worry about when they're going home to plan for going out.
Yeah. So yeah, Saturdays and Friday evenings, definitely more popular night for outings. But on the other hand, there might be kind of a reason that trivia nights tend to be Wednesdays and Mondays and Thursdays, and that's probably that people do something else on Saturdays. But we're nerds. We don't have anything else going on, so getting other nerds who don't have anything else going on might not be off brand.
Definitely not off brand.
Yeah. So I mean, I sense a little bit of interest in Saturday. Do you guys want to see if we can make that happen this coming Saturday, like a week, well, 6 days from today?
Sure.
Yeah, I'll reach out to Nevi.
Okay. And then as for weekdays, there are two pros basically. I mean, yeah, the pro of doing anything about Thursday is that it's sooner than Thursday. We don't have to wait all the way till the 20th. For other weekdays, we might find out that people might be more available on certain days, or maybe we'll find out that they're less available, or it's anecdotal evidence because we have a sample size of one and it doesn't tell us anything.
Yeah, I'm open to trying it on a different day. Let me reach out to Nevi and see if I can get it set up for this Saturday.
Okay.
Sounds fun.
Saturday evening is what I'm thinking. Is that what you're thinking?
Saturday nights?
Like 7. So, the con there would be that there's a higher likelihood that someone has already booked the place, and even if they haven't, there's just more other outings that we're competing against. But
Man, who cares
I don't know
who our competition is?
Yeah, I don't know how much of a downside that is. Like, we might also just get a lot of foot traffic anyway, so we'll definitely get a lot of foot traffic at District 4 on a Saturday.
Competition is an illusion, man, brought by the capitalists to keep us under control, fighting against each other instead of uniting.
Preach.
Yeah. So, okay. I would like to have, if possible, 2 more trivia nights before scale. So if Saturday the 16th, are you checking with Nevi now?
No, I'm driving right now, but hang on. Let me see if I can.
Okay.
Hey, Google.
It's okay. It's okay. You can do it after, but let me just add it to your action items so that we don't forget.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to just start a group chat with him and us, just so that it's I don't know, a little easier if like you're unavailable or something.
You mean like a group text?
Yeah, I could do that. Yeah. I can do that. Give that a shot.
Okay.
I'll do both. I'll send a group chat and then I'll send him an individual message just in case the group chat doesn't pan out for any reason.
Excuse me. And then let's see, other things that I was going to say about trivia night. I'm not sure that there's anything new to mention except that yeah, I've already mentioned before that I would like to have something planned right after scale is over. SoCal Linux Expo, and the dates of scale this year are the 6th through the 9th. So maybe we should actually just book that right now instead of speaking about it completely.
Is that the first weekend of March, the 6th through the 9th?
No, the first weekend is the 1st and the 2nd. 6th is a Thursday, 7th is a Friday, 8th is a Saturday, 9th is a Sunday. Oh, and daylight savings starts that day. So, if we're going to do it on a Thursday, then Thursday the 13th would be ideal.
I mean, if you guys want to do it, I don't think I'll be able to make it. Because
that particular day, or?
Yeah, on that particular day, Dina Heels is having a men's sacred circle. And actually, I want to invite you guys, see if you would be down to do like a sound bath healing, like,
what time
guys,
is it?
just kind of, it's going to be at 6 o'clock and it's in Pasadena. It's at El Paseo. It's really close by the convention center.
Well, here's one suggestion. Maybe we could book a different day. Maybe a weekend might be better. Why don't we see how the 16th goes, and if we like it, then go ahead and book the 15th of March.
Oh shoot, I'm confusing March with February. Sorry. No, February 13th. Or shit. I need a calendar in front of me.
February 13th is also a Thursday because February has 4 weeks, so everything's the same the next month. So the 13th should be fine for you. Thursday, March 13th.
Thursday, March 13th should be good. But also, Tepito Tech might be in full swing, so as long as it's not on any first and third Thursdays, then I can make it.
would
But
be
if it
this
is on a
coming
first and third,
Thursday.
alrighty, cool.
Okay, so has Tepito Tech started yet, or? is
It hasn't. Well, I mean, okay.
I mean, we can
So
come back
this
to that
past,
in order.
okay,
Yeah, let's
sure.
do that. I just want to. Okay, let me. Oh yeah, so I actually do have more to say about trivia night, specifically about trivia at Scale itself. So Luis Hernandez from Scale got a hold of me, Line connected us, um, and I mean, while I haven't been given a specific confirmation that we're going to be uh, doing the trivia there, the discussion is happening. So it's obviously not ruled out. I have yet to meet with him, just like virtually, to have a to talk about it. But I, communicated to him we're pretty dang open to like whatever we can get. It's a bit late in the game for us to be adding something to the agenda, so we appreciate their flexibility. Um, the only thing I mentioned was that because they have like a family friendly time and then the late night time, um, the challenge of family friendly is just that it's really hard to write trivia that's interesting for all ages at the same time. Not because of like maturity level, but just because of like, the level of challenge. So I think our preference, do you guys agree, should be later in the evening and more adult group?
Yes.
Yeah,
Like if we get enough like parents that are in our group, then certain family night activities would be great to start. But generally, without that, I think our demographic tends to not be the family types, and tends to be people who maybe are still trying to start their careers and later become have families.
Yeah. Um, okay, so yeah, that's kind of what I'll stick to. But I mean, I'm not completely uh, unwilling to do the trivia during the family time. I think it's just not an ideal audience.
Yeah,
Also, I think like kids would probably be. I don't know how
I like
how the interest in how interested they would be in what we were doing anyway.
we also do have people that would be interested if we set up the project to like do some local education, right? If for youth. And so like once we do get something like that going, that's kind of how we would split it. Is like, yeah, so this is going to be family oriented because we're trying to educate the local youth.
Yeah, and even in the for the younger audience, I still feel like at the youngest tween and teen would be interested in our um, events more than anything.
Yeah, and all the more power if like they get something out of it that's sort of like even though we're family oriented, like we're gonna be family friendly, there can be a little bit of like deviousness to the projects we assign them to keep
Yeah.
them more interested.
Mm-hmm.
devious like diabetes.
Okay.
I was hoping that would make you guys laugh, but I guess it wasn't that funny.
The rhyme is good, just the like squaring that circle.
Squaring that.
Diabetes is so mischievous.
Yeah.
What a little trickster.
I just think of the diabetes cat.
Yeah.
Wait, diabetes cat?
No guy.
Yeah, you never seen.
I think I've seen that. It's like the meme, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a white cat. It's all feathered and it looks all old and stuff, and then it just says diabetes.
Cat. Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's actually an older actor who that pronunciation was coined by. It's the way he says it.
Yeah. All right. So I'm still waiting for a response regarding our needs. Okay. So my action items are to follow up with Lewis. Okay. I don't know if there's anything else to talk about there. So moving on, unless you guys have anything else you want to say about Trivia Night.
All's good.
Okay, so moving on to old business, print jobs. Steve has already mentioned that you have the stickers in hand.
Yes. So that's taken care of. Also in prep. Let's see. Oh, well, go ahead and move forward. I'll bring up more in the open forum.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say on print jobs. We'll probably have more to discuss when we get closer to scale if we do end up with the Trivia Night plan, because we'll need to make flyers to put around all of scale. And until then, let's move on. So next thing, Trivia at Scale, we've already discussed. The next of old business would be Tepito Tech. James, do you want to tell us about the current status of Tepito Tech?
So I'm gonna have a meeting with Revolver Impact, who's like the social media behind Tepito, and as well as like other stuff, and also like No on Prop 36 and things like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm having a Zoom meeting with them this coming Thursday at 2:00 p.m. to discuss social media and propaganda strategy. So
Okay.
yeah, it's like the other thing too was that even though nothing is like officially announced, I did this Thursday go to Pasadena, and I was hanging out at Tepito Coffee, working on my Google IT certifications. Actually, already got I got another certificate, so I got two more to go before I get the whole Google IT suite
Nice.
certificate. So yeah, I'm making pretty good timing. Yeah, so I went right, and obviously I didn't really do much except study for my Google IT cert, and but yeah, I'm getting into the habit of it, even though nothing's happening. But it's gonna be happening soon, so it's just the fires really threw us for a loop, right? The fires, there was a need to respond to Pasadena and Altadena in response to the fires, and so like Tepito, Homeboy Industries, Revolve Impact, Botanica Mellow, and other businesses, they just responded with like the intention of just helping, and so that's where that's at. So more to follow, but I got a meeting with them this Thursday at 2:00 p.m.
Okay. And at present, there's nothing on the books for the first Tepito Tech event?
No, I'm just gonna probably show up again on Thursday, next Thursday, not this coming Thursday, but the Thursday that follows, and just kind of sit there and work on my Google IT, just to get into that rhythm of I'm doing this even though nothing is happening.
Okay. Anything else on Tepito Tech?
No, that's pretty much it. Oh wait, yeah. So they also leased some new spaces, and in the Paseo, which is close to Scale.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so they got a temporary lease for 3 months, so they'll be added like the soonest they'll be out of there is April. But who knows? Things could work out in favor of doing it for a much longer time.
Nice.
Very cool.
very cool.
All right, so if there's nothing else to say on that topic, let's move on to new business. I would like to move this item from open forum regarding the newsletter to new business.
All right.
But before that, I would like to jump onto a new topic that is a good segue from Tepito Tech. Now, this is a very nebulous idea that I have. But the reason I feel like it's kind of related to Tepito Tech is, the Tepito Tech is sort of focused on helping people who are particularly vulnerable and challenged with new technologies, right?
Yeah, that's the main premise of it. Second to that would also be kind of like what we do here at Uncoded, where it's like informal meetups with like the tech curious and the tech enthusiasts, and but yeah, that was the whole original idea was to turn gangbangers to hackers.
Ah, I see. That is a much more specific idea, which is also a good idea. Maybe should independently be developed at some point. So the thing that I was thinking was there was a thing that happened when I was in Connecticut. My mom kind of asked me to sort of fact check an article that she was reading. And this isn't the first time that she's asked me to do that. And usually when I try to do that, I try to, because my mom and I have like a different politics. And I usually try to approach it like either as apolitically or as like balanced as I can, because I know that if I just approach it, I mean, this wasn't specifically like a conservative liberal thing, but like in general, if I come at this topic with like a very liberal angle, then she'll just stop asking me because she knows what I'm going to say, right? So I always try to like approach these things in a balanced way, and it got me thinking about misinformation on the internet, about fake news, about information hygiene in general, and this kind of treadmill that is only going to get faster, right? So like there are certain generational differences. When I was a kid, there was a moment when I was in King Soopers in Colorado and saw some tabloids that are about my eye height as a child, and they had some, I don't know, Princess Diana is cheating or some, crazy bullshit, right? And, my mom was just like, oh, don't pay attention to that stuff. That stuff is bullshit. And from that moment on, I just kind of like, it was like an inoculation, right? Like from that moment on, I'm like, oh, this type of publication is not necessarily trustworthy, right? And as like technology advances, it advances really quickly, and the rate at which we need to update those inoculations is, well, it's accelerating, right? Like it's hard to stay keep those skills sharp, especially for older internet citizens who like can't even tell the difference between AI pictures and real pictures. And I can because I make AI pictures, but I also know that I can't for long, right? Like this generation of AI pictures is detectable, but at some point there will come a generation of AI pictures which is just completely indistinguishable. So anyway, I was just thinking that like maybe like I'm curious about what a curriculum for a class on internet information hygiene would look like, and thinking about an audience of not necessarily like definitely apolitical class, an audience of people who just don't just are kind of like just throw up their hands, right? They're just like they go on the internet, they're like I don't know what's real and what's not. Anyway, so the reason I thought of Pepito Tech and that was that I feel like there's some overlap in, if not the audience, at least like the spirit of the class. So I kind of wanted to just throw that out there, get your thoughts on that. What do you guys think of like I don't really have like an initiative to actively develop right now, but more of a vague thought to sort of start marinating. What do you guys think of the idea of doing a class on information hygiene and just like how to browse the internet and how to know what's real, what's not, or what you may never know is real, and you can just accept that you just don't know?
So I guess what I'm getting from you is the idea that you could have like a class on a sort of information or internet epistemology essentially, right? Like how do we know things are true on the internet? um,
Yeah, that's kind of it.
um, let's see.
Although,
So
although maybe less like philosophical or academic, really more oriented toward practical method.
no, no, definitely.
Yeah.
There's a point where you take like the epistemology and it becomes something to talk about that's pragmatic, right? And
Yeah. But there's
the
also like an alternative which I want to avoid because I remember like when I had this idea, I was reading this guide about like Soviet propaganda, and it had these, kind of um, creative names like the rotten fish or something, right? And I'm like, these make great analysis patterns, right? When you're looking back on it, you can look at a certain event and say this fits this pattern. But when you're looking at a single piece of information, that information could fit all of the patterns, right? It's not a good way of detecting whether you're being lied to. It's only a good way of like putting a name to an already identified lie. So yeah, like practical method is the main focus and less about like analysis.
right, right.
I think it's a
And
great idea.
my what I was getting at there is so like you want to maybe have a class that spreads the word on one like how to search a database, like whether it be in a library or a university's libraries, um, how to get access to what's open to the public as far as like being able to follow up on peer-reviewed writings like using Google Scholar, but also like one really great tool I came across is called Consensus AI, and
Mm-hmm.
that is a great example of like you can go to it if you're uncertain about what is understood by science. It will summarize and it will link you to sources. So I'm
Well,
guessing
I'm,
like
I'm happy to have just found out about that uh, during this conversation while James is drinking his shield potion.
so
You
that's
could hear that? Sorry.
We can always hear you drinking.
so yeah that I'm guessing
Is that
that's the kind of thing you want to do is like share good resources and methodology for determining what's true uh,
Hmm.
when you search the internet.
Yeah. Yeah, so definitely, I don't really have much of a clear, I don't have any specific ideas about what a curriculum would look like. And this would be, I think would be a great group to have a conversation about what sort of thing would be in such a course. I'm not 100% clear on what the ideal venue or audience would be for this. I'm not sure that there's really much interest in it. Like, obviously, there's need for it, but need for it doesn't mean that people will sign up for it, you know?
Yeah. Also, I can't help but note that um, this is like a common concern, like across the board for everybody right now.
Hmm.
Like it's what a lot of people are talking about. I just posted an invite there to Digital Gnosis. He's a creator, and his Discord is full of people who like are kind of in that mindset of like trying to distill like what is truth, what is the truth in all of these things without getting lost in the weeds. So I can often find myself in a little bit of a like debate with them back and forth about what words mean or if they have some strict meaning, and then I find, oh no, in the very end we're all kind of in agreement that everything depends on context and that there's lots of spectrums of things and continuums of things, but that does not take away from the fact that there is a strict point of like, no, this is wrong, and there's no getting around that it's wrong. um, so I think that's a good community to sort of keep parsing this thought out with. If you wanted to maybe ask some questions there and expand, because they're really they're all trying to bring their heads together right now to find out like, well, what do we do next? Because they came out of the um, like, this is a community that's distilled from like first the atheist community, and then like the street
Mhm.
epistemology community I've told you about, where that's a whole methodology trying to have good conversations, to then finding that there's bad actors in the street epistemology community and getting sick of that, and then moving on over to here where we have like at least one content creator who is honestly calling out bullshit where there's bullshit.
Mhm.
So like, I think it's a great endeavor, and I would invite you guys also, because I'm gonna be they're the community of people that I'm gonna be collabing with to see if I can get my argumentation mapping app to work.
Mhm.
So if nothing else, it would be great to have all of the hackers combined that would like have an interest in this sort of thing working on my argumentation mapping app. But then if not that, there's other ideas that we could all come up with that would be great projects to do to this degree, do in that regard.
Groovy. So I think the next step is just to keep it in mind, and let's start like throwing out ideas. If you have any ideas, especially either about the curriculum or about the audience or the venue, because I'm not really sure if it has a home and where its home would be. So that's where I'm certainly open to ideas.
Yeah, number one tool that I would throw out there is consensus. Yeah, consensus AI.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is a good idea. Really good idea.
So we covered a lot there. I'm just going to sum that up in like one sentence.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna post consensus AI in the useful information channel for people.
Okay, any other ideas on that, or shall we move on to the next new business item, launching a newsletter before scale?
Should be good.
Okay, so Taylor a long time ago talked about doing the newsletter, and I think the project has stalled. As I mentioned before, I think we should have as many like formal things in motion before scale happens and scheduled to occur right after scale, so that as soon as we are getting attention at scale, we are also appearing to have a stream of activity for those people who are interested. So we're not just getting people interested in us and then finding out that like, oh, there's not much going on here. Um, what was the last status update on the newsletter from Taylor? Do you guys know?
No idea. Haven't talked to him about it.
Oh yeah, no, he's like, he was at Hack Night, I want to say 2 or 3 weeks ago, but the
Okay.
newsletter thing hasn't come up yet.
Okay.
I'll maybe try to
Um,
reach out to him through the board minutes channel.
yeah. Well, I could reach out to him uh about it. If it's something where it's just like, because I think Taylor and I have kind of similar um, distracted puppy personalities.
Yeah.
So it might just be something where if he has the time for it, if he's not too busy at work, if he's got if he's got a deadline, then maybe it's a little easier just get it going. Because I know he's done some work on it. So I think
But yeah, if you want to give him,
uh,
if you want to give him support on that, like by all means, if you've got the extra time.
yeah, I don't know how much extra time I have, but I at least have enough time to kind of help with the uh, just like planning everything out and getting it in motion.
But so this
So
this
I'll,
this makes me think about a sort of general conundrum that comes up a lot when it comes to volunteering. Like I would say my feelings on the newsletter are not a disinterest in being able to help. It's that it's uncharted territory for me. Like I wouldn't know what I was
yeah,
doing. So I wonder if there's some kind of a way to be able to bring up such things in meetings and what have you, that maybe disillusion that kind of roadblock that someone might have, then uh, we could end up getting more people ready to help volunteer what time they've got, including me, right? Just to just get some clarification on what exactly is it that needs being done, I guess.
yeah, yeah. I think um, in this particular case, I might be able to help with that. I think um, can kind of help just break things down and just figure out, okay, what's the goal here and what are our steps and what can we shed here. So I'll try to I'll see if Taylor has the availability. I think it's not the end of the world if we don't have the newsletter. And if I remember correctly, I think he was aiming for once a month anyway, right? So if he were to do the first one in this week or something, then the next one would be 1 week after scale. But it would be good. It would be a good time to capture a lot of emails. You know, if we have it uh, ready for scale, then we can have a clipboard out and get people's information. If not, we have our social as well. So
Yeah, I'm starting to
okay.
wonder. There might be something that if Arthur knows if we've got an approved email list. Also, um, I guess is this maybe some kind of an empty thing to set up and then we load it with the information from Notion and anybody signing up on the website?
Repeat that.
So I'm like thinking. So sorry, I just see a response from Taylor. I need an approved list I can send to. Right. So is that like just sort of an empty database, so to speak, that we then can load up Notion emails to, as well as have people just what is the word, willing, voluntarily giving their emails to be signed up on said newsletter from our website.
Sorry, can you add some context? He said that just now, or this was from
Just now.
a thread in the past?
Just now.
Okay, in a DM, or is this in
It's in
one of our chats?
Board Minutes Plus.
4 minutes plus. Where is it? I don't see it.
Is there?
There it is. Wait, no, it isn't. That's not it. Oh, I'm in the board meetings chat. Here we go. Here's 4 minutes plus. Okay, needed proof. Um, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. I guess he just. So let me ask him here. Do you own a platform?
and we can wait for his response there.
Okay. For the recording, Steve and I are in the board meetings chat asking if he's expecting, an empty database object that we can load with emails and connect to a voluntary sign-up form on the website.
As well as if he has a platform, I guess, to launch the emails from, so they don't all get blocked.
Yeah. So I'm really not clear on what level of ready to go he is. If it's just like he has the platform and he has the content, he just needs a destination, or if the content still needs to be worked on, or what.
No, it sounds like the content's ready to go. It sounds like he just
Okay.
needs a list of emails, but I'm not sure if he's really ready to face the music from, like, we don't know where he's launching them from, so there might be immediate blockage
So
just from
it'd be
the
good
emails
to
we're getting.
have a successful newsletter out of the way before scale.
In fact, we can maybe DM him our personal emails for, as like test subjects.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, let's see. All right, I think we can move forward from that. That'll probably resolve itself eventually.
Yeah, and I will keep it in my action items that I will I'll plan, make a plan with Taylor. See what he's missing, if there's anything that I can help him get done. If there's anything he needs from us, and get this thing moving.
All right.
Yeah, it would be cool actually if it is pretty well ready to go and just needs the list and a platform, then if we could have it out this week. Beyond the newsletter at scale thing, it's just open forum. Is there anything you guys want to talk about?
Yes. Let me see here. Whoops, wrong one. There. Let's see now. Oh yeah, so scale. Another thing to have ready for scale. I believe Pablo and Arthur both are kind of raised hands volunteering to help with this. We could use more 3D printed stuff that would just be.
Pablo raised his hand for volunteering for anything.
Yes, you just got to know what to ask him for, and that would be a 3D printed objects for display, right? Might also be able to do something cool with swag to give away. It's just a question of how well we could make it. Last year I made an attempt and failed to get it ready and finished in time to have like a keycap that would be with our U on it, and one of the methods that I found seemed to work the best for speed was to try and make like just the outer lines, right? The purple outer lines be something that you clip and glue on from above after the rest of it's made. But yeah, suffice it to say, I ended up running into a lot of issues where they would break or they would take too long to 3D print. And the shape that I used was from what's it called? Is it one of those? It's a program. It's like a whole language itself for making 3D models that have to be sort of parametrically designed. I'm forgetting the name of the tool now. I don't know why. But anyway, like in that software, like I wasn't really clear on how to use it, so I ended up making a keycap with the that doesn't fit the rest of my keys, but it looks cool. It's got a fun sort of angle to it.
Nice. Do you want to share a picture of it?
Sure. Let's see here. Oh, let me think. Can I go? Use 3D prints. Oh shoot! All of them start out. It'll be hard to find, actually. Is that? No, that'll. Okay. It'll. Let me see. I'll just take a picture and post it with my phone. I was gonna see if I could get the video of it being 3D printed ready to go, but that'll take a minute. Camera. Come on, focus. All right. And oh, of course I had to make it sideways. But anyway, you guys can see. I posted it in our chat here. Then maybe give the viewers at home a chance to see it. Let's see. There we go. So yeah, it's sideways, but you can see it there, and viewers can see it as well. You able to find it?
Yeah, I saw it.
Did we lose Peter?
Peter, is you there? Oh, sorry, man. I forgot I was on mute. I was talking that whole time. So remind me, what's your imagination for this and scale?
Let's see. So my thinking is, like, it would be really cool to get a bunch of 3D prints of this, right? As just like, here's a free keycap that you could like just put in to remember us by, essentially. But I need maybe some assistance with a better 3D model for a keycap, and then altering that same 3D model to fit the bill of how we would more easily print it.
How
the outer
standard
part.
are the is the attachment interface for these keys?
Oh, they're pretty standard. I mean, I thought you would be familiar, but they're all like just.
I've never bought a mechanical keyboard before.
It all just like slots into a plus symbol kind of space.
Okay. I mean, I've taken apart my keyboard before and seen what's under it, but I didn't know if it was like every brand has its own dimensions, or if there's like a standard behind it.
Yeah, there's like there's different there's different layers, but they're generally they're generally what's the word
Now I'm
mm,
taking my apart my keyboard, and damn, it's really it's kind of gross under there.
what's the M word?
A lot of crumbs. What's the
Modular.
N word?
M as in
Oh,
Mike.
M. Okay. Okay.
Modular is what I was thinking. They're quite
Oh, okay.
modular, like but not on laptops. Like laptops are a little bit more. You've got to be careful not to break something and take it off.
Yeah.
But on a
'Cause they're so
typical regular keyboard, yeah,
thin.
or mechanical keyboards in general, they're quite modular and customizable.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody have any idea who Burrito Person is?
Nope.
This is in our chat, or?
Yeah, joined yesterday at 5:04 p.m.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I saw that. I have no
Yeah.
idea.
We'll find out. They're probably just shy, and probably found us from something else. Like we've got all sorts of things to lead them here.
Who's Node Ranger?
He's a friend. He we met him at Scale. I want to say it was last year. Um, and he and I have been chatting over my argumentation mapping idea.
Nice.
He came up with his own that he's trying to parse out and play with. And it's really extensive and odd, but I can't wrap my head around his concept completely.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I'm gonna go to sleep.
Okay. I mean, I think we're about
Yeah,
wrapped
we're
here.
pretty much wrapped. Yeah.
Let me just
Alright, man.
notate. You can jump off if you want to jump off. Steve, I just want to notate that last thing you said about the
Good
keycap.
night, you guys.
See ya, James.
See ya.
Wants to 3D print a like a swag keycap, right?
Yeah.
But needs the specific help that you're looking for is with the model and what with the printing.
Yeah, 3D model design and 3D printing. I'd love it to be a collaborative among those of us who are 3D printers, as well as throw in there another swag we can have is our own little 3D printed penguins, right? Those can be very awesome,
Mhm.
but I wouldn't necessarily say something as dynamic as a penguin ought to be given out as free swag, because that can build up a cost really fast, and then we'll just be like running out super fast as well.
Yeah, um, yeah, if it's something that you could print hundreds of economically, and then maybe it's something that we can hand out, but we'll have stickers, so.
Yeah.
Um,
But another thought can be like we should consider a bit of a fundraising opportunity, because I did actually have a lady who was like really insistent. She wanted a fidget toy from me, and I gave her one that
mhm.
was defective, and she said like it just didn't have the right name printed out on it, and she said her kid wouldn't care, and she paid me $5 for it. So I'm
Nice.
like we should consider something like that, some fidget toys or whatever seems like it would be a good idea to be like let's build up some funds for ourselves while we're tabling anyway.
Yeah, well, something you said earlier did make me think maybe merch is a good approach. Maybe this isn't something that we can pull together before scale, but um, that is an option.
Yeah, for like
I don't know
$5 for
how
like five.
much wide appeal it would have, but
Like there's a really badass design I was able to come up with this one company that they just wanted for me to buy like at least 100 and they would be like a little over $5 a pop, but they would be our um, our logo, our even our QR code to our website, and like I
mhm.
think it was a terabyte of space on a little thumb drive. So it's-
Yeah.
yeah, it would be
Damn,
really
that's
badass.
Yeah, although, I mean, I don't even know the last time I used a thumb drive.
I'm using them to. Well, they're gonna be a very common thing for us as we're teaching people how to install their own operating systems or switch between operating
Yeah.
systems.
Yeah, that's basically all I use them for anymore.
Yeah.
It's just getting that bootable drive.
I have one as like a backup for all the cool like movies and TV shows and information that I don't ever want to lose.
Mm. Okay, anything else, or shall we adjourn?
We can adjourn.
All right, 2:37. This meeting is adjourned. All right, I'll see you on Tuesday.
See you Tuesday.